This content is for kids.
It's not for kids.
Isn't that what I said?
No, it's not for kids. If you are 13 years or younger, this is not for you. Do I have to kill somebody in order to actually make that point across?
No, man, you don't have to kill no one.
Wait a second.
No.
We return to our planet. The High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. SeptumSin versus the world. I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching SeptumSin vs. the World, and here we are with another First Impression. Today we're actually going to be talking about an anime, I know, and that is Mobile Suit Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket. Now, this is a rather interesting mini-series. It's not long, it's only a 6-episode series, and it follows a lot of the aspects of, well, war when it comes to Gundam. Gundam is no stranger to war, so to speak, but this one covers aspects that you normally don't see. It largely takes place on a neutral colony, which we don't see a ton of, and during this, the Federation is using this as a kind of a cloak to build their newest weapon of war, and, well, the whatever they call them, the, what do they call it? Zeon Empire is kind of suspicious about what's going on for that colony, so they've sent some people to investigate what's going on. In the middle of this is this young child who ends up, well, doing something very stupid, which is after a big old mech suit fight, goes and finds this pilot who is a Zeon pilot, and he ends up crashing basically into the woods. And I still don't understand why this giant thing that crashed into the woods was not surrounded by police and authorities immediately. No, it's never found throughout the entire thing. It's like, really? But they kind of develop this relationship, and the kid is extremely annoying at first. Again, never knowing war, but as time goes on, you can see a lot of growth in not just him, but this hotshot pilot who's sort of like, I'm going to be an ace, and I'm all about like climbing the ranks of the Empire. And you even have like this woman here who is a pilot, who is trying to be a pilot for the Federation and her goals, but it's a little bit less on that end. Now, plot-wise, let's just say, I don't usually like many of the kids in anime, and this kid really annoyed me. But he's supposed to. And this guy came off as kind of a jackass at first, but he's supposed to. And as I got to the end, I ended up liking both of them. And I got to see something from the side that I normally don't see. It's usually the Federation side. It's usually not the Zeon side. And it is interesting to see how they interact, and it's not just all, we're the bad guys, we're evil bad guys, da-da-da. And, Gundam's not all like that, just some of them. Some Gundam is like that. And I thought it was really good. It does amazing things with character development, and to see at the end how that is, and how you've got his friends who haven't learned a thing, and they're talking about how awesome it is that they've gone on. He's just kind of forcing himself to laugh along with them, even though he's clearly disturbed, knowing things like that, knowing people have died, and realizing that this stuff is real. This isn't a game. This is real. And for him to actually have realized that there is something to be fighting for other than just being, top dog. It's a great piece of work. Action-wise, there's not a ton of action. There are some fights in it, so, you know, you get to see a little bit, but it's mostly, you know, it's mostly the relationships and how they develop throughout. Which is about how Gundam, at least what I've seen in Gundam is about half action, half plot. Most people think of the action, not many think of the plot. Though there is quite a bit of plot coming from stuff like Wing that goes a little bit... But still, I'd say plot-wise, this is very strong, very good writing, very good characters. Voice acting, I only watched the English dub. I imagine that the Japanese dub is fine. If you are a Japanese sub watcher, it's perfection, because all Japanese subs are perfection. So there you go. As far as the English, they did really good. I thought the voice acting was on point. They expressed the emotions that they needed to express, and it came across really well. Animation quality was fair. I mean, I'm not an animator, but from what I saw, it was fairly good. The action scenes looked pretty decent. They used a lot of reworking. They used a lot of cheats to get through, but I still think it came across very effectively. And it didn't look bad. It didn't look super cheap. It just didn't look super expensive either. And then, of course, finally, the music. The music is really good. It's not quite to the point where I would listen to it over and over again, but the opener and the end are fun. The opener especially sticks in your head, and it's pretty darn good. I listened to the opener for each of the episodes, the ender for most of the episodes, so it's there, and then the music itself is okay. It definitely fits. It definitely hits what it needs to hit. It's really good. So, who was this for? I think for people who like in-depth drama stories, I think this is a good drama. If you want something real, you want to see people on the ground from war, I think people who like those types of things would be fine. People who watch Grave of the Fireflies because they look at it as this is a war portrayal, and they're watching it just because it's a war portrayal, that's for you. I would say people who like Gundam, I think this would be okay, because if you're really a big Gundam fan, you've probably got that varied love of all things Gundam, and that's a lot of different things. So I think this would also be for you. With that being said, even if you're not a Gundam fan, this might be a good way to go on in. If you like a good drama and character study, I think this would be a fine way to get in. So with that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.